We can't hear the
medyo
intro
delayed.
music, but we hope
Medyo
you
delayed.
can. But you know what? Use our promo code on jinx.com. Yes, it's quitstalling_366. Get yourself 10% off of everything you shop on jinx.com when you use our promo code quitstalling_366 at checkout. Yes, that's quitstalling_366 at checkout. Hopefully you could hear the intro because we couldn't for some reason. I'm hoping it's still rolling behind, just a very soft bed music. Oh! I'm Herald Silvestre. Welcome everyone to GameByte. This is episode 83. I am your host, for better or for worse. And thankfully, we do have wonderful guests tonight, if my shirt hasn't given it away yet. But we'll get to them in just a little bit. I want to welcome everyone to this weekly podcast we do on the internet, where a bunch of geeks, a bunch of gamers go on and give their opinions as if it mattered. No one is watching the show. We're pretty sure no one's watching the show, but welcome anyway. Welcome everyone. All right, I'm excited. I'm excited because we actually have a bunch of people who've seen the show from before. They kept us going for a long time, and they've far surpassed us as the number one podcast in the country. We used to be at 10, and then they were at like 11, and then now they're at 4, and then we're all the way down to 25 now. Who knew we had 25 podcasts in the country? Who knew, right? But you know what? Enough about that. Let's get to my co-host first. All right. He's known as the tavern keeper, the resident tavern keeper of Quit Stalling because he plays Hearthstone. Among all of us, he's the one who plays it the most. He's also a former child star. Give it up for Mick DeGuzman. How you doing, Furybot?
Hey, everybody. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey.
Good evening to everyone on chat. Good evening to you, Harold, my great friend. And my two other friends who are also our special or our guests. Yes.
Yeah.
So shall we get to the intro? I mean,
we should because the bed music can't seem to. Yeah. I can't get the bed music going, Mick. There's something wrong.
Oh no. I'll try to make some bedroom. I'll just try to make some bedroom music. Does it work? Is it working?
We'll try and get it working. But you know what? Technical difficulties are always abound here on Quit Stalling because we're not getting paid to do this. Yeah, it's all free. It's all freemiumware. Yeah, all right, so we're gonna get things going here. First up, one of our special guests from the Gameoko podcast. He's known as the backbone. I'm just making this up. He's known as the backbone of Gameoko and the podcast's number one heartthrob. He screams like a child when he plays horror games. It's Rob. How you doing, Rob?
Hello. Thanks for having me here.
Oh, it's our pleasure. You look amazing tonight.
Well, actually, I'm here at the headquarters, so I just sat around the studio here.
Oh man, you look amazing when you sit around. I might want to add. Do it again. Oh yeah. Just keep it going.
Oh man, that sounds weird.
Well, with me, Rob, and Mick, as I continue to try and get the bed music going here, let's give this a shot. Oh, there it is. Okay, we got the bed music. All right. With me, Rob, and Mick, he used to be Quit Stalling's number one fan before he got overthrown by a black and white bear. Diego had the pleasure of meeting him in person, and I'm still kind of bitter about that. But you know what?
We never met him.
We never met him. It's fine. He's a heartthrob in our hearts as well.
We will.
Yes. He's a retro gamer of sorts and very good looking. It's Vince! How you doing, Vince?
Hi! Happy to be here, guys. Happy to be here.
Oh, man. It's good to have you.
There we go.
I'm happy I'm being interviewed by the legend himself, Herald Silvestre.
Oh,
finally.
Man. All these compliments. Guys, okay, for those of you watching at home or just listening to the audio-only version, these guys have been throwing compliments my way, which are not deserved, but very much appreciated. They're saying my voice is nice and all that stuff, and I can't handle compliments. So I might just end up being quiet this whole episode, but we have to soldier on. We have to soldier on with the rest of the show.
Really, Harold? You're gonna stay quiet this whole time?
I'll try.
I doubt that. I doubt that. Even when you were sick and you had a sore throat, you still went on and on and on and on and on.
Kimochi. I try my best.
See?
Kimochi. Kimochi.
Well, we'll get this going. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to GameByte. This is a very light-hearted take on the news. Gameoko has that deep cutting edge. They're like, oh, let's get into the topics, the issues, and we don't like doing that. We're afraid of offending someone, so we like to make jokes on the show. All right, that's how we make up for it. We try and be funny, so people don't notice that we don't really have opinions of our own.
That's accurate.
It's very, it's very accurate.
We don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah, we're gonna start off the show like we always do, and we're gonna ask everyone in the chat. Let us know. Type furiously in the chat, and of course our co-hosts and our guests for today. Let us know what you've been playing. So I want to ask everyone, what have you been playing? Let's start off with Mick. Show us how it's done. Before you do that, Vince and Rob, for the people who are just arriving, I promoted the episode. Under the pretense that I knew JC was going to be coming on, but Rob, I think you know what's going on with JC right now. Kindly let everyone know at home what's happening.
Yeah, actually JC is sick right now because a lot of things happen here to him with his work. So he decided to bail out this tonight.
It's fine. We'll get him in another podcast.
Yeah.
We'll get him on
Alone.
Let's be honest, JC just wanted to have a solo episode. Even me and Nick won't be here. It'll just be JC doing GameByte. Yeah, just gonna be JC on GameByte.
Yeah. He'll have his own episode.
That's totally fine. But all right, let's get to the start of the show. Mick, man, what have you been playing?
Well, first things first, let's get out the games that I just normally play, which is PUBG, Pokemon on PUBG on the PC, Pokemon Magikarp Go on my mobile, also Ragnarok mobile, Hearthstone, because of course I gotta keep with the meta, and apparently there's a new event that we're gonna be discussing a little later. So tune in.
There's a new what? New event? Oh my
we got a new event, some weird event that no one really announced. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And but right now, a game just dropped like yesterday, and is arguably one of the best games that I've played in It's in this whole year. Yeah, so I can't say 2018. There are a lot of good games in 2018, so it's kind of hard to say it was one of the best in a while. Yeah, no, in a while. There we go. It's one of the best games I've played in a while. It's called Apex Legends. I've been playing that nonstop. This whole day, all I did was play it with friends and got a few wins. That's good. I'm enjoying the Wraith character, which is one of the 6 free ones that you get when you play the game. And did I mention it's for free? It's a free to play game.
Wow.
But then Harold's not gonna like this because the thing is, it's from EA.
I'm sorry, what company is that?
Surprise for EA.
Oh no, look at
What company was that?
face. Oh no, he's frowning. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, but aside,
small indie company.
Yeah. What indie company?
Indie.
Hindi company.
Indie company.
Hindi.
Anyway, yeah, that's basically what I've been playing. Why don't we ask one of our guests? Why don't we start with Rob? Rob, what have you been playing, my good sir?
Actually, I play a lot of Resident Evil 2 remake this day, and I'm on my way to platinum this game because I play this on PS4. Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm a completionist on this game, and I really love the remake because it's from the classic.
Yeah.
Oh man, and you're doing it all on stream, is that right?
Yes, I did it on stream, and maybe I'll do some practice right now on hardcore difficulty, so that I could do it on stream. Then yesterday I just played Far Cry 5.
Ooh, nice.
Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So Far Cry 5, are you playing it for the first time, or are you
Yes,
replaying it?
first time. Yeah, first time.
That's awesome.
I haven't
dude.
played. I mean, I played a lot of Far Cry 3 and 4. I just beat the game. So this is my first time to play the recent one. So it's just a preparation for me to play this upcoming game, the New Dawn, Far Cry New Dawn.
Ooh,
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Are you gonna play that on stream eventually?
Yes, day one.
We're gonna
So,
watch. We're definitely gonna watch.
Yeah, this February 15, I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah, 15.
Ooh,
So close. So
day
close.
one. All right, I'm excited for that, man. I'm excited for that. All right, well, yeah, there's only one person left here. Vince, man, what have you been playing?
I'm just fixing my chair. I'm just fixing my chair.
Oh, he's getting ready. He's getting ready. It's gonna be a long one, boys.
Power
His,
stance.
his
No, that's not gonna be a long one.
weapons.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be a long one. On stream, I've been playing Rogue Galaxy. I don't know if you guys know that. It's a PS2 RPG.
Yeah.
So I've been playing that. It's a really, really good game. Tonight, I mean, a couple of minutes ago, I played Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which is actually Igarashi's work. If you don't know who Igarashi is, he's actually the creator or developer of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I'm sure you guys know that. I don't know if you guys. Symphony of the
Yeah,
Night.
yeah, familiar, but I didn't really get the chance.
I've heard of him. I've heard of him.
The
Igarashi.
classic PS1 game. Symphony of the Night.
Classic PS1 games. Expensive one, actually. Expensive one. Yeah, but other than that, off stream, as you can see right here, I hooked up my Sega Genesis on my CRT TV and play a bit of
man.
and been
flex
playing a
over
bit
there.
of Outrun and Columns. If you guys know that,
Nice.
I love that
Fun.
flex on my CRT TV. I get the truest blacks on my CRT TV.
Truest black.
Truest scan lines. I mean, I just love retro games, guys. I just love
Oh
the,
yeah,
the good old. I just love the good old times.
most
Yeah.
def.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, good stuff. And
Good stuff.
from my understanding, both you and Rob stream on the GameOko channel. Is that right?
Yes, yes, we do.
That's awesome.
nice,
So you
nice.
guys
Alright.
check them out. You know, Facebook.com. You just type in GameOko on your search
Yep,
bar. You know, instead
So
of
we're the only
that
channel
old
with
classmate you
GameOko.
had back in the
Yep,
90s.
and
You just type GameOko.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
So if you type GameOko, if you see this logo if you see this logo,
That's
give it a
us.
like.
Nice.
Also to the acolytes who are watching right now, do hit like, do it follow on their channel, and
Oh, that's-
probably if you guys pag may ano kayo, subscribe to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Aw,
Ooh.
too nice.
Subscribe.
You guys are
Too
too
nice,
nice. You guys are
man.
too
So
nice.
GameOko's
Yeah. But before you search for them on Facebook, let's hear from Harold. Harold, what have you been playing?
Oh, sorry, I got caught up in this video. I have of some like interview with a game developer for like I think it's called Bloodstained Rituals of the Night. Like,
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
it's Koji.
Yeah, that's Igarashi. Yeah.
Ika-san.
he's a cool guy. He's a super cool
Wow.
guy.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like, thank you for asking, Mick. So I actually just got done with an event we had over the weekend. Mick, you were there. You were there.
I was
You know,
there.
You had some fun. You and I were at the Philippine Overwatch community meetup, and it was a whole lot of fun. I'm trying to pull up a photo because I totally forgot to do it while you guys were talking. And it was tons of fun. I couldn't believe the turnout that we had because we never got close to being empty. You know, we never got close to being like 3/4 empty or a quarter empty in that event.
Yeah.
And like everyone had fun. It was such a blast to see all those people, all the local Overwatch community members. I'm just trying to pull up a couple of images at the moment because I'm freaking out. We gave a bunch of prizes away. People got to play with Nerf guns and darts and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, look at these happy faces, man. After the Athena quiz night, look at all those.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They were. Oh, you got it. They were very competitive. Okay, I just gotta say, we got corrected like once, maybe twice, with a question.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The answer.
We were perfect that night. I don't know
yeah,
what you're talking about. We were
Yeah,
flawless.
there were no bonus points. There were no anything.
We're absolutely
Yeah,
flawless that night.
Yeah, I'm sorry for
So-
that. Sorry for the confusion.
No, that took up a whole lot of my past week, so I haven't been able to play much. I've been continuing to carry the Chicago Bulls in the NBA. If you guys don't know, I'm the starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls now. So
On his
I've been
NBA.
continuing my duties. Just crossing over some fools. You know, I've been continuing that.
Player rating update. What's your player rating now?
I'm still 88, you know, like the guys over 2K still haven't looked over my new stats. You know, averaging 30 points a game, 10 assists. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, they're all talking about that trade business happening. I don't care about that. Check out my stats. Check out my stats. But aside from that, aside from carrying the lowly Bulls up to the number 1 seed in the East, I've also it's all gibberish to a bunch of people. Aside from that, I've also gotten the chance to give Anthem another chance. The live the demo for the public demo came out over the weekend again. This time open to more people that aren't just VIPs, aren't just VIPs.
Yeah.
And
I forgot.
it redeemed itself a little bit for me. Oh, you got to play. You got to play.
I got to play a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Yep, we will.
Yeah,
Rob
we'll talk about that in a
he
little bit.
mentioned it.
Oh, okay,
I played a bit of Anthem last weekend. Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about that in just a bit. But I got to play just a couple of games. Just a couple of games this week. My duties to local events and of course my hometown of Chicago. I'm not from Chicago. I saw someone mention it. Yeah, it was Soldier the Tokusatsu fan. I'm not from Chicago, although I wish I was, because then I wouldn't need to immigrate and fill out a bunch of papers and avoid ICE. But I'm kidding. I'm not avoiding ICE, guys. I'm in the Philippines right now. You might get those people like searching for me right now. ICE.
Yeah.
Peace. But I've been unable to play as many video games as I wanted to, but I will check out Apex Legends after the show, because we got to, Mick. We got to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is our duty. It is our duty here on the show to do it. But everyone in the chat, let us know what you've been playing. We'll begin to shout it out. Mick, did you see anyone mention what they've been playing in the chat?
So far, since there's so many people here on the chat right now,
don't discourage them.
I cannot read anything.
Don't discourage them. Keep going.
Anything.
Keep going, folks. Keep going. We love you. We love you.
Someone said Underwatch. I don't know if that's the game. I don't know if he's.
That's a really good game. Underwatch.
Underwatch. Yeah. I'm looking around. They're like saying, Soldier the Tokusatsu fan was playing. I think Far Cry 5. Am I correct?
Yeah. China Santuil. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Santile. Diablo 3 seasonal.
Yes, and Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm hoping I'm saying this right. Hyacinter? Yeah, or Hyacinter?
Yeah. Yeah, you can call it Sin.
Sin. Has been playing. Where was that?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts
as well. Okay.
Kenneth Lang Pogi. He's been playing Pokemon Go.
Okay.
As all of us before.
Of course.
You can't go wrong.
Meltan is shiny for a specific period of time. So gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch them all. Blitzful says Diablo 3 via Xbox 360. Ragnarok M and Mobile Legends.
Mobile Legends, yeah.
Oh, there. Chino phonetically spelled it out for me because I'm struggling so much. Thank you, Chino. It's Santuile.
We've been calling you Santile, and you just said Santuile.
Oh, thank
sorry,
you.
Chino. I'm sorry, Chino. I'm really sorry. I've been pronouncing your name for these past few months. I'm sorry.
Kung he fachoy Santuile. Let's see.
Yeah.
So, Soldier the
Bimo King of
Tokusatsu fan.
Yeah.
Oh, go.
Yeah, sorry. Bimu King of U has been playing Pokemon Go, shiny hunting right now.
Of course.
Hyacinth is playing Monster Hunter World. Harold, what was that? That soldier. What was that? That soldier say? What did he say again?
Soldier was just saying. I mainly play FPS fighting games and hack and slash games. And
I think he's been playing Ninja Gaiden.
Sorry.
Ninja Gaiden.
Ooh, Ninja Gaiden.
Good game.
Mm-hmm.
Good game.
Good game.
And 7th Ann says Idol Rob and Idol Vince in all caps.
That's Andy. One of our co-streamer. I mean,
friends.
Friend streamer.
What's up?
Hi, Andy.
What's up?
I mean, Hey Faint has been playing Persona 4. I don't know if you guys know
Persona 4. Yeah. Oh, Persona 4.
I also came before Persona 5 and after Persona 3.
Yeah. And I want to congratulate her because she just got the platinum trophy for Persona 4.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Which took her 100 plus hours to get.
100 plus?
Yeah, I think more or less 100 hours.
Dang.
Pretty long plat.
Dang.
7 fans how do I pronounce that? Seventh Hand.
You could call him Andy. Seven
Andy.
Andys.
Andy.
Andy.
Monster Hunter Generators Ultimate.
Oh.
MHGU.
Generations Ultimate.
MHGU.
MHGU.
Good stuff.
That's
I think
a
he's
good
playing
game.
it right now, Andy. I'm just playing it right now on
Yes.
stream.
Nice.
Ooh.
Andy, what are you doing listening to us? Talk to your chat.
Oh.
But thank you. Thank you for
Oh.
tuning in. Thank you for stopping
Sint in the
by.
chat just corrected us. It's supposed to be Hyacinth R, not Hyacinth
yeah.
R.
Like the flower.
Mm.
No, Hyacinth
Flower.
does sound good as well.
Hyacinth.
No,
I mean, I'm also
that's
cool
not-
with
Hyacinth.
R. I'm also cool with that. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Astige.
But
Woo, 500
and
plus hours,
John
bro.
Jopson in the chat also says Resident Evil 2 exclamation mark and GOW
God of War
backlog.
backlog.
God
No,
of
that's
War.
Gears of War.
War backlog.
Or Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Uh,
God of War.
Gears of War. Oh, no, that's God of War. God of War.
God of War.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah. Good.
Really? Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Zelda.
See?
Yes.
Vince knows. Vince has played it.
I'm,
you know
I'm gonna
what?
slaughter a lot of the usernames here. Like Astige or Asti Gaming is 500 hours in Monster Hunter World.
500 plus hours. 120
And,
plus hours for Hayfin in achieving that platinum trophy.
Damn.
That's okay. You guys are amazing. I can barely keep my attention for a 12-minute quarter, let alone
They're
120 hours.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game.
That's good stuff.
Anyway.
That's good stuff. And Rival says grinding in Warframe 2 at the moment. Oh yeah, you got to
Ooh,
grind.
Nice.
You got to get your grind on.
New gear,
gotta
new
make-
gear,
Yeah.
upgrades.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good
Well, thank
stuff,
you everyone.
man.
Keep letting us know what you've been playing, and we'll continue to shout it out as we go along. But right now, Mick, it's time to find out a little bit more about our friends from GameByte. We know you guys get to talk to your chat a lot, but sometimes you want to get intimate and find out a little bit about the deeper side of Vince and Rob. You want to know, Rob, what makes you cry? Vince, what was the first time you remember missing your mom? You want to know all that stuff. We're gonna get to that right now. All right, we want to get to that right now. We're gonna do it. And I can't find the soundbite for this because it's been a while since we did this. So I'm just gonna. Oh, wait, I found it.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna interview Vince and Rob of GameByte.
Well met.
No, that's definitely not it. But we'll
We'll
keep
work
going.
on it. We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. We're a brand new podcast, people. Tune in to this part of the show is brought to you by the Quit Stalling Geekcast. Yes, me and Sensei Humor himself, Derek O'Brien, as well as Juancho Saldana, talk about all things geek. Tomorrow we tackle a couple of Marvel bits, like the Black Panther movie getting re-released for Black History Month, and so much more. Check it out, the Quit Stalling Geekcast. Actually, it's on Fridays now. Ignore the commercial. It's on Fridays at 1 p.m. because again we changed our schedule because I can't seem to find time with these guys, and we'll figure it out. that's gonna be our
busy.
Mick, that's gonna be our new slogan on Quit Stalling. It's not gonna be get off your butt and quit stalling anymore. It's gonna be Quit Stalling. We'll figure it out. That's our new slogan.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. All right.
Don't
well,
worry, we announce things when it's delayed, so it's
like
fine.
12 hours before we
12
announced
hours
things.
before we actually announced that due to some technical difficulties we are no longer allowed we are no longer going to stream.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
so yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna play a little more sensual music, Mick. We gotta talk to our guests and find out a little bit more about them. Our
Sensual
guests.
music, huh?
Oh yeah.
This is actually
how we
our
do.
music
Sensual.
just saying we find that Blizzard BGMs are really soothing. And so,
Mick, don't pretend like you've never made love to what's the name of the song? To Bad Reputation. To Bad Reputation. All right.
bad reputation.
All right.
Oh,
Let's get to know Rob and Vince a little more, guys. Man, it feels good to finally have Vince and Rob on the other end of the mic. We've talked to Jopes twice, I think, is our tally now. Once on your show, once on ours. I think it's about time we rotated the seat a little bit and get to know Rob and Vince, especially Rob. Rob, I've gotten to meet you in the past, but you're more the heart and soul. You stay quiet and just just back jokes up here as hype man. And then, of course, Vince, who I've never actually gotten to meet in person. I want to know more about you guys. So let's get to it. Mick, ask him a question.
Okay, so for the folks in the chat and who are watching this right now, kindly introduce yourselves, guys. Rob and Vince, come on, let's go. That's not really a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you shame on yourself. Like, shame. You know what? Okay, let's start with this because
the founder. Let's start with the
founder. Co-founder.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how do I introduce myself? I'm just gonna say my name. What do you want? How do I go about this?
I guess you can go like.
So for the people who don't know anything about you guys, which is probably like one person out of everyone in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Who is Vince? Who is Vince? The Vincent C. And who is Rob Asinto?
Hello. All right.
Yeah.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, all right.
You're on the air, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm Vince.
Question.
Alright, so I'm Vince. I'm also known as the Sando Man because they gave me that nickname because I was during stream I always wear Sando, so they call me. So yung Sando Man. So what do you guys? Ano pa ba gusto niyo malaman?
How did you get started with Game Ako?
I started Game Ako because back then both Jobs and I were retro collectors, so we collect old video games. So there was this one transaction that I had with Jobs wherein I was supposed to buy 2 PS1 games from him. So that was, I think, if I could recall, Final Fantasy VIII and Final Fantasy IX. I was going to buy that from him. So we talked a bit. So we agreed on a meetup. We'll meet at El Pueblo. I'll be there at 10. So I was there at around 9:55, and he arrived at El Pueblo around 11. So I almost reported him to the Facebook group, to the admin of the Facebook group, to kick him if he didn't go to the meetup place. And eventually, I got the game. And then after that, I've been posting some reviews in retro reviews in Retro Gamers Collectors Philippines. Then he sent me a message. Then, hey, you know a lot about games. I know a lot about games. You wanna start something? You want to start a podcast or something, a gaming group or something? Then, that's how Game Ako was born.
Game Ako. That's your
Game Ako. Gunner. Game Ako, gunner. Ayun siya.
Wonderful story.
Yeah.
I really wish you reported him though. That would have been really funny.
It's never too late.
I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. I got the items anyway, so that's what matters. That's what matters.
That's an amazing origin story.
Or great origin story.
I'm pretty sure that Jobs didn't mention that, or Jobs didn't tell that story.
Oh no!
Now you know.
First time hearing it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll clip this out and we'll share it everywhere. Jobs, fraud.
Hashtag report Jobs.
Hashtag report Jobs.
Jobs is here actually.
He's late for an hour. I kept calling him. I kept calling him, and the phone. I mean, parang nangyayari is that the phone. Nangyayari subscriber cannot be reached and all. Yeah. Then at the end of the day, I still got the items.
So what was his explanation? Like he ran out of battery? How was that?
No, he didn't wake up. He didn't wake up early. He woke up late.
Well, he's a busy guy. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. He's a busy guy.
Jobs is busy just carrying the weight of everything in his life right now. So you gotta break.
Yeah, actually, Jobs is here. He's commenting as Game Ako.
Yeah.
Hi, Jobs.
Hey, Jobs.
Everyone is commenting hashtag report Jobs, hashtag take Jobs.
Report Jobs. Let's get it trending.
Hashtag report Jobs. Let's get it trending. Let's get it trending worldwide, guys.
Yeah.
Hashtag
The story's
report
gonna
Jobs.
end tomorrow.
Oh man.
Ayun lang naman.
That's awesome. So how did Rob come into the fold?
Yeah, so actually I'm the last guy out of the 5 members before. So I just
No, you were the 4th. You were the 2nd to the last. You are.
Ooh.
Grabe.
Spoken. The co-founder has spoken.
Yeah, actually I was a guest before because I was I was one of the first viewer that they have when they're doing their podcast on YouTube. So I'm just an active member that time. Then one day, they got me invited to a game. They call it kill the babies. So it's a process of elimination game. And then since then, they invited me on podcast, and then that's all. Until now, that's how I joined the game ako.
So Rob, you had no idea who these guys were before you met them.
Yes, before. I mean, before Vince was my customer before, so he bought a game on me, and then we added on Facebook, and then one day he just posted something on his timeline, and then when I check it, wow, what's this? It's a talk show about gaming, so I got interested, and then that's how I got hooked on game ako.
Yep.
Oh,
He's
that's
our
awesome.
freaking viewer. He's our freaking
Nice.
viewer when we
I
were
just
still
commenting that time as what's my name?
Nichibutsu Project to.
Yeah, something like
Yeah, this
that.
weird Japanese name.
So yeah.
What was the story behind the name, Rob? What was the story behind the name? I'm kind of curious.
Actually, I just have printing before, so I just made up that term.
Oh, okay. So it's
Oh.
gibberish.
So just to make it long and unique on Google account.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like that's very different from all the edgy people I knew from high school who were like, "Oh, Summoner 69 and Demon Lord 118."
Summer 69. What was your
88?
Harold? Were you always Harold Plays when you were?
Oh, hell
when you were in high
no.
school?
Hell no, man. I went by Lil DMX, you know, after TV said it.
DMX.
Yeah. That's what you're hearing. Yeah, I did a lot of that, man. Yeah,
Oh man.
I was San
Was
Andreas changed
DMX
my life.
Was DMX the one who sang "X-Con Give It to You"? Was
Yeah,
that him?
man. That was him.
Yeah.
That was him. This is what you're hearing. Listen, it's what you're hearing. Listen.
X-Con Give It to
Don't
You.
give it to Yeah. Now we're gonna have
That
to
guy.
not post this show online because we're gonna get copyright struck. Sorry,
Well, we only sang,
big
we only sang
DMX.
how many words? I think we only sang 5 words.
Hey man, all those barks, those are different words, man. That's like 7 words in like
It's
2.
like 6 words. Oh no, we reached 5 seconds.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's
It's fine.
fine.
Well, all right. Well, that's awesome. So I want to know more about your past, guys. I want to know more about how you guys got started in gaming. You know, what was your first console? What were your first memories of gaming? Was it like an uncle sat you on his lap and he was like, "All right, Vince, Rob, come here and play Super Mario." Like, how did it all start for you guys?
All right. Rob should go first.
Okay.
I went first.
Actually, my
Yeah.
very first console was PS1. So we bought it.
Nice.
My parents bought it for me. But I started gaming on SNES, Super Nintendo. So actually, my first game was Aladdin, as far as I know. So they're just a rented place on our somewhere in our place. There's a rented there of Nintendo 64. So a lot of people was as what they call this a lot of people was there, and I just got curious what they're doing, and then someone gave me the controller and tried to play a game. So yeah, that's when I get hooked on gaming. And then after that, PlayStation was released, and then my parents they just gave me, or I mean, they bought me PlayStation 1 back then.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Wow.
So now
So-
we can actually date Rob's age by when he first got his PlayStation.
Yeah, that's why a lot of my gaming memories was on PlayStation 1, because that's my very first console that I had.
Were you like me where you got all the pirated games bundled into your PlayStation and you're like, oh,
Actually, I don't have I don't have any idea about that when I was a kid. So when my parents give me a game, it's already in a jewel case with a manual and a disc. So I don't know if that's original or pirated back then.
Oh, okay, okay, interesting. Cause like, yeah, anyone our age back then was pretty much the same. Like we were like, oh yeah, I got to play Star Wars Masters of Terrascasi.
You just received
Star Wars fighting game.
and that's all.
Yeah, man. Back then, such a different time. Nothing was.
Today
What we would have done for Steam back then,
We would have done. Technically, Steam PS2. Steam was around PS2 time, right? PS2, PS3.
Yeah.
That transition. So yeah, it wasn't there.
So Vince, man, how did you get your start in gaming?
Wow.
Since Atari.
No, not that. I'm not that old. I'm not that old.
Since Pong.
Since Pong. No, I'm not that old. I
Back in my
started.
teenage years when I was playing Pong.
Back in my teenage years, when I was bringing a bag of quarters in my local diner for this pinball machine I used to dominate in.
Guys, I'm not that old. I started gaming when I was my first introduction to video games around, I think, 4 or 5 years old. My cousin had a Super Nintendo back then, just like Rob. They were playing 2 games. They're playing Magical Adventure of Mickey and Donald. I don't know if you guys know that. And this game, Donkey Kong. I mean, I used to love Donkey Kong. I played a lot of it. But that's the console that introduced me to gaming. But what hooked me into gaming is actually my PS1. So like most of us here, I usually get my games in Tutoban, which I think per CD cost around, I think, 50 or 80 pesos back in the day. That was expensive, 80 pesos.
Yeah, wow.
So I used to,
That was actually expensive.
80 pesos. I used to play Vandal Hearts 2, Final Fantasy 7, one of my favorites, Metal Gear Solid 1. And that's what hooked me into gaming. And probably a bit of Sega Genesis. Played Sonic and the rest on in my cousin's house, and that's it. That's it.
Oh man, like whenever someone talks about gaming with a family member, or specifically multiple family members and cousins, I remember about early in the quit stalling days, we had our good friend of the network, Santiago Santa Cruz, come on. And we were playing Crash Bandicoot, and we were all talking about like, we used to trade controllers every time someone would die on the boss. Like that's always the memory that pops into my head, was like, okay, you died, give me the controller, it's my turn. And
everyone does that.
Man,
I mean,
like,
I used to remember I had this older cousin. He was actually one of my biggest influences in gaming. Whenever I can't beat a boss, I usually pass the controller. Can you beat this? Beat him for me?
yes.
And then they start explaining like, because you have to do this and then this and then this.
Then I don't understand.
Wow.
Yes, frames per second.
Yeah.
Frames per second.
I mean, performance way back there is not an issue as long as you enjoyed playing the game.
That's true. Exactly. Like the only time I remember getting frustrated was those modes where you couldn't see where you were going, like in Crash Bandicoot, where the rock would be coming from behind you, you have to run. Mega Man X, where you'd have to jump through obstacles on like a motorcycle, and you couldn't see what was coming in front of you, like until it was too late. So you had to memorize the stage itself before you could get through it. All that stuff, like really, man.
I know that was in Mega Man X4, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
Mega Man
so.
X4,
X4. X4. You guys still remember the cheat code for X4? Just
to get the ultimate armor. Probably Rob.
To get the ultimate armor.
And Black Zero.
And Black
Zero. Probably Rob remembers it.
I don't know, man. I never really saw Zero's color. I always just saw him as Zero. I didn't know you had to label him.
Wow. Okay, playing the race card here. Come on, man.
No, but those were really cool cheats. Like, because you could like Rob and Vince were saying, like you could get the ultimate armor earlier on and just like breeze through a lot of the tough parts.
Yeah. You could get. I know that if you get the ultimate armor for Mega Man X, you can do unlimited Nova Strike, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Nova Strike.
That was
cheap. Those are good times.
That was a cheat
times.
before.
Yeah.
Those are good times.
And like hovering, like didn't you get like hover boots or something because you got the armor early?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's easier.
times.
Every stage is easier.
Yeah.
Just because of
Man.
those boots.
Oh man.
Oh.
So I wanna ask you guys. So those were your earliest memories of playing video games. What was the time? I want to ask Rob first because he's the quieter one right now. Rob, I want to get you in the conversation, man. Rob, what was the moment you thought to yourself, okay, I am a gamer? Like, what was that one moment where you're like, yeah, this is it. I can call myself a gamer.
Actually, it's just recently when I dive into a PS3. So before, when I was a kid, when I was a student, I just I just played on my PC, playing Dota, CS, and Red Alert on computer shop. So when I was working, what do you call this, working people, uh I just bought a PS3 way back then, and then I tried to remember all of the games that I was playing before, like Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, and then I started to to collect them all on PS3. What are the new iteration of those franchise that I used to play before, and then suddenly it comes to my mind now. Whoa, I think it brings back my memories of what I used to be when I was a kid. So
Nice.
that's it. That's how I restarted my gaming journey up until now.
Dude, that's pretty cool. Like nostalgia
pretty cool.
really does fill
Yeah.
fill gaming, especially guys are right, Vince, guys our age, that really have a lot of nostalgia.
Guys our age. Yep.
Built into video games because of we grew up with these.
True,
Like,
true.
we were fortunate
Yep.
enough to be in the generation that grew up with video games.
Yep.
With really nice
mobile.
video games, by the way.
Mhm.
Yep.
Really nice.
Truth.
I tell you.
Truth. How about you, Vince? When was that time where you thought to yourself, "Yeah, I'm a gamer"?
Other than the PS1, probably I would say I told to myself, well, I was a gamer when I started playing Counter-Strike Source a lot. I mean, I played Counter-Strike competitively back in the day, but
Wow.
not super competitive, just semi-competitive. I used to I used to join in a lot of clan wars and a lot of tournaments.
Nice.
Online tournaments, I mean, online tournaments. So there, I mean, I called myself a gamer when I started playing a lot of Counter-Strike.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about our youth. Yeah, Counter Strike. Like,
Yeah.
So did you went to tournaments? Did you do it with friends?
Online,
or were you there,
online.
like,
Did it with
It's
online with random people, with Japanese, with
Yeah.
Filipinos who are living in Japan.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
How's the ping?
So I'm guessing it's
It was so bad. Ping was so bad. But if
I'm
you're
guessing-
using the op, I mean, the ping is okay if you're using an op. If you're using the Arctic or op, if you guys know that.
Yeah.
The op.
So not
Yeah.
too big of a lag between clicks.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Mm.
Mixar, you were saying something.
Yeah, no, I'm guessing it was Counter Strike Source, not 1.3, right? Yeah.
No, not 1.3. Not 1.3.
Oh, okay. All right.
The 1.3 was good because people could do unlimited bunny hops
Yeah.
with that. But
Bunny hops.
if you want to play competitively in Counter Strike, you have to play either Source or Counter Strike 1.6 back in the day.
Ooh. Yeah, no,
1.6
1.6 was nice. 1.6 was
1.6
nice.
is good.
Not to mention the character details were the character they looked a lot better as compared to the 1.3 days.
Yeah, definitely. It's a harder game than Source in terms of aiming and in terms of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, there's a lot of movement. It's hard to explain the movement in Counter Strike 1.6.
True. But could you enlighten us and tell us what the specific differences of 1.6 and Source are?
I'm gonna get killed here if I.
Controversial. No, but everybody knows. Like everybody's somewhat moved on. I guess everybody's in CS:GO now.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Right?
I used to remember when CS:GO, when Counter Strike Global Offensive was released, people were saying 1.6 is a really good game. It's better than Global Offensive, but I think it's time to move on already.
Yeah.
Wait, with
That is
regard to Counter-Strike Source, people are saying is that it's like a nice car, but it doesn't drive well.
Okay.
Parang ganun siya.
Okay. And Vince, you know, in your time, you've driven a lot of nice cars, right? Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Just simple
This guy.
cars. Just simple cars.
this guy.
Okay.
Just simple cars.
Soldier to the Tokusatsu fan in the chat said, I started playing back in Atari XE. Wow, the Atari XE.
Damn, Atari.
I didn't know they had
Gen
Ataris that
1.
didn't have numbers. Wow.
Atari 2600.
Yeah, man.
That's
Wow.
not Atari, I know.
Okay, so
Oh my.
awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. I want to get to know you guys outside of gaming a little bit because I know you guys spend most of your stream time talking about gaming. For your fans in the chat, because we know there are a lot right now, and for the fans listening to the audio only version, what is something you might want them to know, but they probably haven't asked you about outside of gaming? Let's start with Vince this time. Vince.
Outside of gaming,
Vince
such as what do I do outside gaming or streaming?
Yeah, like anything you want them to know about you that probably hasn't come up while you stream.
How do I call it? Other than streaming, probably what I do is I spend time with my girlfriend. First of all, I really love my girlfriend.
Oh.
I don't know if she's here at the Twitch chat. Probably she fell asleep.
It's love.
I really love her. But other than that,
Someone clip that and show it to her.
other than that, I work out a lot. So I work out. I usually wake up around 6:30 in the morning, then go to the gym, then go to work. Before I go to work,
Ooh.
usually my days like that. I'm really I'm a gym rat, if I could say so.
Could you give us a little view, a little flex for the fans at home? For the fans at home.
No, I'm shy. Baka umalis yung mga viewers eh.
If anything, we might spike in viewers. So yeah, you're right. The Twitch servers might not be able to handle it. So let's hold off on that.
Yeah, but other than that, I also read comic books. I watch anime, watch movies. You know, the normal thing.
Good stuff.
I see.
Good stuff. Man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I want to ask you more about that during the after show. But let's get to Rob. Let's get to Rob. I want to know more about Rob. Rob.
Yeah.
Tell us something, or tell the fans at home something that they might not know about you, but you really want them to know.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people didn't know this about me, but before, I was a stock trader, so I used to day trade before.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I just got on hiatus right now because you know a lot of things is happening right now. Game ako, and also I have a demanding job. So I just parked my investment to a big company right now, and I haven't touched it since then.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
Jopes, man, stop working Rob so hard. Look at it, he can't make money because of you.
No, I just park it right now. So, you know, I can't touch my investment as of now. But before
okay.
I was a hardcore day trader, so I just got starting 9:30 in the morning, then 3 in the afternoon.
Oh wow, dude.
Wow.
So was it? No,
I just want to comment. I just want to read Seven Ans's comment. Oh, your job is like my wife, demanding.
Damn, son.
Hashtag
Wow,
rubbish.
That's how the fans called me. Grubbish.
Yeah, Grubbish show. We're actually going to make a merch out of Rob's Grubbish show.
Oh, dude.
I think he's gonna say
I keep on saying when I'm reacting on something, I keep on saying grubbish.
Oh man.
Grubbish.
Is it just a differently spelled grabish? Huh? Like,
I mean,
I mean, you gotta read the hashtags. You gotta read the hashtags.
yeah, there's too many. I'm so confused. Oh, man.
Grubbish.
That's hilarious. I love you, guys. I love your chat.
Wow.
I love your audience right now. Oh, we got a sub on YouTube from Marlon. Marlon Eliscopides. I forgot to turn off the audio for the people who sub on YouTube, so please don't abuse that.
Yeah.
Or sub. Just sub right now. Get on that sub train.
Yep.
Get on that sub train on YouTube. But
Yep.
that's
Subscribe to
awesome.
this wonderful people and this wonderful channel.
Oh,
yeah, you know?
thank you, man.
So-
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
guys,
you for that.
hit that like on facebook.com/gameako. Those wonderful people over there.
Oh,
Really-
you're too kind.
really-
You're too kind.
Really attractive people. Oh man. So we talked about your past. We've talked about your personal lives. I want to know, since he's in the chat as well, and this is a little bit of a hot seat, Mick. I wanted to spring this
Yeah,
on them.
I know.
I wanted to ask Rob and Vince, guys. What are your thoughts on Jopes' gaming, on his actual gameplay, and his
Controversial.
Controversial.
We're gonna get.
Let it out! Yeah. So co-founder of GameByte and
As the co-founder.
How's
Co-founder.
Joe's gaming life? How's Joe?
how is
You
his
want to
play
ask
style?
me?
His
how's
skill.
play style?
His
His
skill.
skill.
His skill.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I would say he's really good in Bloodborne. I would say that.
Oh,
He's
nice.
really good in
Okay,
Bloodborne.
okay. That's safe.
When it comes to skill, he's really good in Bloodborne.
Nice. Okay.
And he's actually really good at Load Runner on the family computer.
Yeah.
Load Runner. It's not
Bringing that
difficult. It's a really hard
Famicom
game.
flex.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Ooh, nice.
that's Jopes.
Yeah,
That's
Rob,
true.
man, Rob.
And-
you-
And
I
also,
know
Juice,
I know he's, like, right
has a
next to
habit
you.
of,
Oh,
collecting
my
of collector's edition. Yeah. So a lot of a lot of you know those things that
Yes.
he keep on buying, but sometimes the game he doesn't like the game, and then he bought the collector's edition.
God. Just
Oh,
for the
man.
figures.
I mean,
Just for the
here's the
figures.
thing about Jopes. He sometimes forgets that he has a PS4. So,
Yes.
parang, I wish I was like that. I wish I was like that. Parang sabi ko, did you just buy a
Oh, no.
PS4?
And at the same
yes,
time,
I did.
he has the habit of having a multiple copy of a game. For example, Metal Gear Solid 5. He has a 4 copy of it, as far as I know.
For a copy.
Yeah,
And he
4
has
copy, 4
5
physical
PS
copies.
Vitas.
Jeez.
He has 5 PS Vitas.
He has 5 PS Vitas. Is it
Vitas,
all
yeah.
in?
Because he
Is it
keeps
all
on
in
forgetting
different
that he-
colors?
Yeah, because he keeps on forgetting that he has PS Vitas.
Oh
Keeps on
boy.
forgetting.
Oh no.
man. Jopes, man. Yeah.
I mean, I wish I was like that. When
When you're rolling in that,
yeah.
when
Sorry,
you're rolling in that dough, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to be like, what do I own again? I'll just get another PS Vita. Yeah,
Give away Jupes
You know
PS
what?
Vita.
Do I have a PS Vita? Does he have a hairline scratch? Oh no, I'll buy a new one.
That's what he did.
I mean,
oh man.
how many PS4s do you have? You have like 5 PS4s, like?
No.
Oh,
I thought
man.
he has 3. He has 3. 1
3
Pro
PS4s.
and 2 base PS4.
Oh, did he get
Oh,
a
wow.
slim one and then the big one?
Yeah. The
Oh,
one that
okay,
he's
no,
using is the Pro. The Pro.
Collectors. Yeah,
Oh man.
right
Yep.
there.
He
Right
collects
there.
a lot.
Well, gotta admire the man. Well,
You gotta admire
Makes a
him.
lot. He works
give
hard.
away
He
Sir
works really
Jukes.
hard.
Yeah,
He works really hard.
he really does.
Yeah.
But guys, you kind of skirted the question. I really want to ask on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Jopes'
Rate it,
gaming skill?
rate it.
Rate his gaming. Rob, ikaw muna.
For
Rob.
me, Jupes, he's good at platformer. He's good at platformer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I think skill-wise, maybe 8 or 9.
Oh,
Right
that's
there.
good.
Wow, that's
pretty
good, that's
pretty
good.
I like that. I like
He's
that.
patient on doing hard stuff on platforming.
Yeah.
And I find it he really enjoyed puzzle and platforming games.
Puzzle games, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
All right.
Vince, man, on a scale of 1 to 10.
When it comes to Jopes,
Shooters.
because the thing with Jopes is that, let's say for example, we're playing Dark Souls, we're playing Bloodborne.
Okay.
Most of
Okay.
us here would rage at the boss and would rage at the enemies, right? He's the
Yeah.
type that instead of raging, he's going to think what he's gonna do, and he's planning. He's
Ooh,
trying to
very
think like 5
methodical.
steps or 7 steps ahead of the AI. He's like
very
that.
methodical.
Yeah, he's.
Oh.
So I would say that out of 10, he's actually an 8.
Nice.
Ooh,
nine.
8.
And you see that a lot with
Right.
how
Very
Jokes
nice.
actually thinks outside of gaming as well. You know, he really wants to be ahead of the
Of
things he's up
everyone,
against.
yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man. Jokes, man.
It's good.
High
Jokes.
praise. No, people really want us on YouTube. I'm gonna have to mute that. Let me go to.
Oh boy.
But yeah, like, thank you guys for all the subs and for all the follows.
Yeah,
By the way,
thank
I
you.
really appreciate that. But yeah, let's talk about you guys. Let's ask Mick. I know you have a question for these guys. Let's go one more before we tackle at least one topic in news, because we've kind of
Sure.
we really delved deep into the
Kinda
guys,
gone
and,
on,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So one more question for the guys, Mick.
Yeah, I think the best question to end this interview is just basically, what tips do you have for people who do want to do what you guys are doing, which is streaming, and being in a group of dedicated streamers and following a strict streaming schedule to keep entertainment going. What advice can you offer these people?
You go first, Rob.
Okay. I think for me, what we do here at Game Ako, we always do, or at least we do, tandem streaming. So there's a person who play the game, and then at the same time, another person is reading the comments. So comments for us is really important to engage with our viewers. For example, if they have any tips regarding to the games that we played, and then at the same time, funny stuff. We're laughing, and yeah. So comments is really important to us. That's how we engage to our viewers. And at the same time, those reading their comments, we always remember the names of those viewers. That's why we acknowledge them that, oh, welcome back. For example, Jack Nicholas, welcome back. Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
Ooh.
Because that's actually what's good with Facebook, because you get to read the real names of people most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. A little more personal. A little more personal.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little more intimate. Yeah. Could say that. Could you say that? Is that a bad way of saying it?
No, intimate is fine.
Oh,
You
okay.
Wanna,
All right.
You want to get up like Rob does. You want to get really close to the viewers and just
Yeah.
really look them in the eyes and be like, "Yes, I acknowledge you, Jack Nichols."
I acknowledge you exist.
Actually,
Yeah, Jack Nichols is awesome. Is a really awesome viewer. He's actually a streamer also.
All right. Wow. Oh, Harold, are you there?
I love
Still
how
there?
Mick was like, "All right, wow."
All right. Wow.
Yeah, stay
I'm just
classy.
waiting. I'm like,
What
wait.
about you, Vince?
I thought you guys were gonna continue, and then I was like, Harold, did you get cut? What?
Still here, man. But you asked the question to the guys. Keep going, Mick. Keep going.
Sorry, I'm trying to be a big boy here. He's trying to train me to do the show as well. So aside from that, I think I should probably ask you guys. This guy I didn't get it to ask a while ago. Did you guys have a Game Shark?
Game Shark
For the PS1.
For the
Yes, you guys are
PS1.
PS1 guys.
Yeah.
Yes. You mean the Game Shark, the CD one, or the attachment to the PS1?
The attachment one, the old
I
school
see.
one.
It is
I
also
have
known
one.
in some circles as the action replay.
Action replay.
Action replay. That's for the.
For Nintendo. Yeah.
Is that for the Nintendo? Is that for the
I
Saturn?
had one of each for the PlayStation, because I was like, there's gotta be a difference, right? Like I gotta get really good at these games.
I mean,
Oh,
it's action.
Okay, there's a comment here from Game Ako. Please ask Rob to rate Vince. Oh.
And vice versa. Okay,
Oh, and vice versa.
Rate.
let's get to that. I want to know. Okay,
Yeah.
so Robin Vince, Jopes is doing the reverse and putting you guys on the hot seat. How would you rate each other?
All right. You rate me first, Rob. You rate me.
Okay.
Oh, you have to go in depth detail. You have
I
to
mean,
like,
you don't have to go in depth. We don't really have time for in depth, but
oh yeah, we don't really have.
give us the
Actually,
cliff
we don't
notes
have time.
on what
there's
you
a
think,
specific-
Vince.
there is a specific genre of game that we really good at. But for me, Vince, I think he's good in what game? Platformer.
The platformer, yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So I think I could give him 8.
Ooh,
8 to 9, 8 to 9,
okay.
somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Vince, what do you think about Rob's rating for you before you give him one? What do you think about
I
that?
mean, it's fair. It's fair. I really love platformers. It's a type of game that entices you to panic a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
panic naturally. I mean, yeah, yun lang naman. I love platform. I love retro game and all. And probably other than platformers, I also love mga RPG, FPS. I mean,
I
I'm a
see.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I usually
awesome.
play
And also
platformers.
point and click, right, Vince?
Point and click games. Yeah, I love point and click games.
I love
you
how the
mean
show
Ragnarok?
is becoming the show where it's just about like,
Yeah.
oh man, who do you think's the hottest in FPSs? Vince or Rob? Like I love how like everyone's starting to pit themselves against each other. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, so Vince, man, rate Rob's gaming skill.
Great, Rob.
Well,
Rob plays a variety of games. For me, he's the master of horror games. He's the master of old RPG games. I would rate him a 10.
Oh,
Well, I'll give you a
wow.
10.
What a
Okay.
bro! What a
actually, I really
bro.
love Resident Evil games, especially the old one, the one that they're using the tank control. So I used to play a game like that before, and yeah, I'm more into that kind of game.
I see.
FPS not so really, but third person, yeah, I do like
Third-person shooters
Mm-hmm.
in general.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll give you a 10, Rob. So be nice.
Look
to
at
me.
that. Look at that.
Be nice
What
to
a
me.
bro. What a bro.
And with that, Vince just made Jopes go, hey, why'd you only give me a 9? oh, beef. You saw it here, folks.
Vince is not being honest sa amin ng game ako.
Here we go.
Wag mo basagin trip ko ng Joops.
I know the score already.
Nick, I think this is the episode where
Wait,
Game
guys.
Mako disbanded.
Yeah.
I think this is. Damn it, Joe. Damn it, Joe.
It was at the show that we discovered Vince would go on his own and go, hi guys, I'm Vince ako.
Okay.
And this is Rob ako.
All right. Well, guys,
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure getting to know you, and we said this to Jopes as well in the past. This won't be the last time we're having you on, so we'll have more questions for the next time. And I'm sure your fans have appreciated getting to know you guys a little bit better. But let's talk a little bit, Mick, about the news.
This week in video games.
Yeah, we'll talk about video games, and this week in video games is brought to you by last week's Philippine Overwatch community meetup. Thank you to everyone who came by. A couple people came in cosplay.
Yeah.
A bunch of people won prizes. We don't have the videos up yet, but that's why we're showing a trailer from last week. But thank you to everyone who showed up, and we love you all. It was such an amazing event, and it was great to meet everyone. And yeah. Thank you guys for showing up. So Mick,
Was
look like
that
you're
a
about to say
May
something.
cosplayer with a beard?
yes, that was Jesse Cox.
Yeah, that was Jesse Cox. That's Jesse Cox, the legend, the man himself.
The man
Yeah.
himself. Yeah, we'll have videos about the event coming up in just a couple of days. So stay tuned for that. But let's get to at least one topic in news, Mick, because I want to know the insight from these guys. These guys have their own podcast, and it is called the GameByte podcast,
Yeah.
and they have amazing insight. Less jokes, but still they get the point across so well. So I want to know what these guys are thinking about the current video game news that's happening. Mick, lead us off with our first topic of two, I guess is what we'll tackle, because we don't really have that much time.
We don't really have that much time. Well, first things first, I just want to discuss with you guys about, last weekend and the Anthem public access weekend. So for those of you who don't know, last weekend was Anthem was actually open to the public. There was a public demo that was available from Friday all the way up to Sunday, or I think around Monday morning 1 a.m. So it started at Saturday 1 a.m. and it ended on Monday 1 a.m. So I personally played it. I think Harold played the
Harold
I think
plays.
the private one. Harold plays played the private. Were you able to play
I
the?
played both. I
You played both. What about you
Yeah.
guys? Did both of you were both of you able to play, or I think Rob was the one who mentioned that
Me,
he was able to play.
I played a bit of Anthem, and for me, I think it was EA really nailed it that this is a Destiny clone. for me,
Destiny
Okay.
EA nailed
no.
it, and it was
Oh,
a clone.
Oh no!
I mean, they're into, they're banking on this Destiny bandwagon for me. But yeah, for me, it's a meh. The demo,
Yeah.
as far compared to what they showed on E3 and all of the trailers that they have.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I'm gonna play or I'm gonna go day one with this.
Okay.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah, maybe I'm
What about-
wrong.
Yeah. What about you, Harold?
Reasonable.
Yeah. What about you, Harold? Though, what did you mentioned a while ago that you said, oh, they made up for some things that we discussed last week.
A
but,
couple
you know,
things. A couple
eh.
things. Like it's still very much a buggy build. I don't know if it was the same build and I just got lucky with how the servers were acting on my end. But it felt better, and I got to try different javelins more than I did the week before, and I'm enjoying. I think it was the interceptor, the one
Interceptor.
the one that feels like a
Speed one.
demon hunter. It
The
feels like
speedster one, yeah.
yeah, it feels
Like
like,
the
a robot
speeder.
ninja. Yeah, like felt better. I think if you find the right javelin for you, you're gonna enjoy the game more. And yeah, I think it's more of maybe you need more time in the game, but at the same time, you give someone a demo, and you're not sure if they're gonna play the game. You got to give them the best foot right away, right? You got to start them off on the best foot forward, and that's not how it starts for me. When I play Anthem's demo, at least. So I don't know, man. Like for me, I'm kind of 50-50 on if I'll get it. I'll probably try it when it releases because I did get the 1 month pass. I'm not too sure on it yet. I'm not sold yet.
I also got to play it last weekend, and honestly, here's my thoughts. This person that has been playing, who played Division, Destiny 2, got a taste of Destiny 1 from my friend's PS4 because he was just explaining to me why Destiny 2 is gonna be the bee's knees. It's a meh. It's honestly a meh. It feels like it doesn't feel new. The only thing that feels new is probably the flying. And the flying, if you're like, this demo throws you in at level 10, right? Throws you at level 10 going to level 15. So you pass through the training and you pass through the tutorial, so you don't have no idea how to do things. I kind of figured them out, but it was still hard for me to like fly around or go underwater. So it's a little frustrating, but of course it won't be the same. But man, I think the biggest thing that really like annoys me is when you're in town and you're still slow as hell.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
definitely.
gosh,
It's
and
bad.
you're in first person, so you're like, when you bump into walls, you're trying to like avoid people, and you're like, oh no, I'm stuck. It's like two people passing. And then you're like, oh no, I'm stuck. I have to wait for that guy to move forward. It's just a little, nitpicky things, you know.
So
No, it's still
why was
though,
it?
like
Why was it slow when? Let's say, for example, when you're in town, can you run or
No.
are you just walking?
No,
No,
not
it's like
even
a
a
brisk
little.
walk.
You
It's
can
like
walk.
a brisk walk.
No.
It's like a
Oh no.
you're like speed walking.
Oh no.
It's annoying, and then you're at first
Yeah.
person, so like everyone is in your face. So it's
It's
like
super
annoying to
frustrating.
like, yeah, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
yeah.
But I aside from gameplay, okay, fine. Like someone I think mentioned there that it's nice to feel like you're flying around like Iron Man. So okay, I get that. It does have its merits with that.
Yep. But how
But-
long though? But the question is how
How long?
long?
Yeah, I feel like this game will rely on the content it will give for free. It will also rely on the end game, like heavily
Oh,
on
yeah.
the end game, because the experience itself was it's like how Destiny 2 was. Destiny 2, I didn't really enjoy the story because the story was so abrupt. It was super fast. And apparently now, if you buy the expansion, I think Forsaken, it's way better. Like they really worked on it, and it's actually a more investable story as compared to the original one. Well, that's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure you guys in chat, you guys will probably have another opinion about it, but
Well,
I feel like it's going in the same direction. That's the problem.
Well, I actually played Destiny 2 with my girlfriend when it was free on the PSN store.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
what I
okay.
could say what I could say about the game is that we're actually surprised that the game was finished already. I mean, parang wala no, it was finished already. There's no
It was
end
super.
game.
It was very abrupt, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the only thing that you can do there was probably join event quest, but that doesn't get you going.
Yeah, that doesn't
I mean-
get you far.
True. I mean, for me, based on what I heard about you guys, what Anthem needs is that here's the thing. Here's the thing for me for a successful MMO, RPG,
Okay.
or FPS, it has to have a good end game. A good example of a game that has a good end game is obviously World of Warcraft, because you could go to the
Yes.
Colosseum, you could go raids, right?
You can
And-
go hunting
Yes, true.
for
I mean,
mounts and rare items.
Yes, you had. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you have this second occupation wherein, if you're a warrior, you can be a chef, you could be something like that, right? So you could do
There's
a lot of
stuff to
things
do
after
in
the
end
game.
Yeah.
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 You could do a lot of
Especially
things
PvP.
after the Yes. I mean, right now, World of Warcraft is actually an esport, right?
Yeah,
Actually,
Still is, yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Two. I
They
think it
just
was
had,
mythical.
and that's the thing, right? Like, we're talking about World of Warcraft Endgame. They just had record numbers on Twitch because there was one guild and raid team that was streaming their
Yeah.
race to being the world first for the newest raid. They wanted to be like they were
That
streaming
was
the
for
world first
Battle
kills.
of Azeroth.
Yeah.
if I'm-
Yes, for the specific raid.
Yeah.
And they hit record numbers because people want to see the highest end game and how
Yeah.
people tackle it and all that. There's a lot of there's a big side to it where they want to see the tactics, they want to see what it's like to be a top end raider and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. But with regards to the Colosseum or the World of Warcraft competitive scene, I think the PvP there is very, very deep, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very deep.
Yeah.
It actually surprised me compared to other MMOs. And one other factor for me, in my own honest opinion, what makes a good MMO is that it has to have a good economy system wherein people could trade.
Ooh.
That's gonna make. I mean, if Anthem could do that, then probably there's a slight chance that it's going to be successful. Because for me, Anthem right now, based on the news I've been reading, based on what you guys said, Anthem is, I think, pretty much going down, and I believe that this is actually EA's or BioWare's last chance to bring the crowd back to them, or gain the trust of the consumer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the last RPG that they did was, correct me if I'm wrong, was Mass Effect Andromeda. Correct, right? Was it Mass Effect Andromeda?
Yeah, I think the fourth one. Yeah, the fourth
Yeah,
one.
I think that was the last. Not MMO. That was the last RPG that they
Yeah,
did.
their last RPG.
And I mean,
It did
Was the last
not go
Dragon Age?
well.
it didn't do well. It didn't go well. And at the end of it all, it really didn't end well.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying, because they just closed down shop.
Yeah.
They just closed down shop. So
Yeah.
without announcing anything, without any patch notes, without any ways that would improve the game, they didn't do anything. I mean,
Yeah.
Jobs and I used to joke about Mass Effect Andromeda being, Mass Effect Andromeda, the game that has those really, really big eyes. Diba? That was Mass Effect Andromeda. I mean, it has a good potential to be a really, really good game, but they just kind of didn't really do well with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just hoping that Anthem would not be another Fallout 76. Would not be Fallout 76. God forbid. Would
God
not be Fallout 76.
No, we don't want that. No one wants that.
Yeah.
No one wants that.
To be honest, I haven't played Fallout 76, but I watched. If you know Gadget Pilipinas, if you guys know the streamer Gadget Pilipinas, he was streaming Fallout 76, and he was saying that I'm trying to like this game, but it doesn't want me to like it. I mean, I get crashes,
Just-
I get
Yep.
bugs. I mean, the area is not balanced. I'm level 3. I'm fighting against a level 10 mutant or something. I mean, Bio wasn't at fault. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, EA makes questionable decisions. Yeah, true. EA makes very questionable decisions when it comes to microtransactions, when it comes to DLCs, especially what do you call this? Especially what was the last game where they abused microtransactions? Was it
Every
Battlefront?
game? Oh, okay.
Battlefront, I believe Battlefront.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the time that they really, really, really abused microtransactions. I mean, correct me if I am wrong. Battlefront was back then. The microtransactions there was you get loot boxes, and you just don't get. And what you get from the loot box aren't just cosmetics, but also stat boosts or stat upgrades. If I'm not mistaken.
Like and if I'm not mistaken, weapon upgrades as well. Like
yes, but
like better.
I mean, why? I mean, if you're going to do a game like that, it's going to be pay to win. I mean, you're going to have this reputation that you are a very, very greedy company. To be honest. I mean,
I never would have thought about EA as a greedy company.
Oh, really? You should see the FIFA scene. You should see the FIFA scene.
Yeah, Ultimate Team is a mess. Ultimate Team is a mess.
I mean, what's sad for me in my opinion is that you see streamers in Twitch streaming FIFA 2019, and most of them aren't playing the game. They're just playing Ultimate Team. They're not playing the game, which is actually sad.
Yeah.
Or they're doing the my player thing.
Yeah. That's sad. I mean, loot boxes done right. Probably Overwatch with just cosmetics. Probably just that.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's cosmetics. It's such a big topic in terms of like microtransactions themselves are such a big topic because different companies do them in different ways and different platforms do them in different ways. So it's really contentious. And from what we've seen already with Anthem, it's gonna have weird microtransactions, and that part I'm not looking forward to. And it'll likely turn a lot of people off if they don't do it right. And based on EA's track record, they might not.
I mean, also to think, what's sad here is that, let's say, for example, Anthem didn't go too well. What would tarnish your reputation is not only EA, but also who published it, who also developed it. That's what's sad.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Because we've known BioWare for years before they were acquired by EA, and they're known for quality.
True.
I mean, you see all these games such as what was the game?
BioShock.
They were actually BioShock. They were known as Electronic Arts back in the day. They made good games such as I think before Sims 1 they actually purchased Maxis. They got Sims 2. What a Electronic Arts. I'm gonna search probably.
They have a ton of games. They do have a ton of games.
They actually made Tomb Raider for. They actually made Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider?
If I'm not mistaken. Hindi ba? Electronic Arts. No. Electronic Arts.
Crystal Dynamics.
They made Plants vs Zombies.
Eidos pala.
Plants vs.
Zombies. They made Sims 3. They made Star Wars Old Republic. I'm not sure if they made KOTOR.
Yeah.
KOTOR was definitely BioWare.
And they made
Old Republic. Yeah, I think that's
Old
EA.
Republic. I mean,
Old Republic.
The last decent game that EA did was A Way Out on the PS4, which is a co-op game.
Nice.
That was the last.
That was part of their indie titles.
Yeah, their indie development funding thing.
Yeah.
The people got a little too hopeful for.
They made Crysis, for crying out loud. They made Crysis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Crysis.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah, EA.
EA.
Another day, another EA story. But yeah, we've talked about we've talked about Anthem, and Anthem is on the Origin store. Mick, another game has launched on the Origin store.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys seen this, Rob? Vince, have you guys seen this?
You guys seen this? I'm pretty sure you've seen it.
What? I'm sorry.
Here we go. If you guys have been, if everybody here, if you guys have been living I'm pretty sure you've heard it by now, unless if you've been either too busy with work or living under a ditch, or maybe you didn't have internet for 5 days
Or
like
both.
me. Or all three altogether. Well, a new game released yesterday by Respawn Entertainment under the publisher of EA, and it's called Apex Legends.
Apex Legends.
A 60-man first-person shooter battle royale. And
Another one of those, Mick?
my lord, it's a polished game. And here's the catch. It's free to play.
Ooh.
With the microtransactions all revolving around cosmetics.
Oh!
So, this actually begs the question, ladies and gentlemen. Have EA learned their lesson? I don't think so. But
I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Wait. We gotta hold back. We gotta hold back a bit, but
It's a little too
This
soon,
is a-
Mick. It's a little too
this is-
soon.
yeah. For those of you who don't know, Respawn they made the Titanfall 2. I think I'm not sure if they made the first one. They made Titanfall 2, and this is basically somewhat of a spin-off from that universe.
Yeah.
And it's actually
And-
it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's hero based. It's a hero based shooter. If you need a thought on how that might pan out, it's like Team Fortress, or some would say Overwatch, where you don't play yourself, or you don't play an avatar that's the same as everyone else. You play a character that has skills and abilities based on what the hero is.
Yes.
And it makes it different enough from what I've seen that you don't confuse it with Fortnite or PUBG, and it's not the same as what we've gotten in the past in terms of battle royale games.
It's a refreshing take on the battle royale genre of games. It's like imagine Black Ops 4 and Overwatch had a baby. What a beauty! That's from the words of our other co-host here, Insta D's Nuts.
These nuts! Shout out to these nuts.
Insta D's Nuts.
Overwatch is the daddy, Titanfall the mommy.
Probably. Yeah, you could say that. And it got more from the father.
I know Diego is a big Overwatch fan.
Yeah, definitely. ElderDjinn in the chat says, I really, really hate how good this game is.
Yeah, it's so hard because we're all so used to like EA. Oh, these guys are such money hungry capitalists.
Again, it's still too
don't
early.
really understand gamers.
It's still too
But then
early.
you see them publish this game, and then you see how their microtransactions are. They have loot boxes that are, I think, for $10 you get 10 boxes. And here's the catchy part. A few episodes back, we talked about how in the European Union has been cracking down the loot box epidemic, where they want people to have, they want game developers and publishers to issue probabilities of how you're gonna get a game, how you're gonna get like what are the chances of you getting a legendary item or versus an epic or whatever it is, like whatever rarity it is. They actually post it. They actually tell you what you're gonna get and what are the chances of you getting it. And here's even the better part. They even have an anti-bad luck protection, which is the same thing that they have introduced in some Blizzard. Anti-bad luck. So you are guaranteed a legendary every 30 packs. Every 30 boxes that you open, you are guaranteed at least one legendary, which is good because we saw that in some other games like Hearthstone, where you get a legendary in the first 10 packs you open for each expansion. And then I think does Overwatch still have the anti no repeats, or
it's pretty much in every Blizzard game on some capacity. Like you have it in
some
Overwatch
capacity,
loot boxes. You have it in World of Warcraft for loot. Like this is the free part of World of Warcraft. You have it so that you're sure to get a certain type of loot with X amount of tries. So Blizzard's done a good job with that. But yeah, the fact that this hero shooter is actually good with the zero hype that's been given because of how EA has been investing all their physical resources as well as their manpower to Anthem, it's kind of caught a lot of people off guard. And again, let's not give EA too much credit because we don't know how much they had.
No, we should.
hand in this.
We should. Yeah, we should just say Respawn Entertainment. You guys did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe poor choice in publisher, but good job nonetheless. That's it. That's
man.
probably. I'm just gonna say it that way. I can be as harsh as I can with them because their
We'll
track
probably
record.
have a
That's hard.
better outlook. Yeah, we'll probably have a better point of view on this
Yeah.
next week after a couple more hours in the game.
Or days.
Or days.
I mean-
or days.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I just want to give kudos to Apex Legends because I heard in some news or in some podcast that they had 1 million player base in under 8 hours and 2.5 million
Yep.
player base in 24 hours. That's insane.
Crap, son. Yeah.
It
I mean,
is.
from Fortnite, I assume from Fortnite they went to play
They
Apex
all went-
Legends.
They all went to play Apex Legends. The
Yeah.
queues are crazy. I've been playing this since 11 p.m. of yesterday.
Oh,
Mick,
you haven't,
get some
you haven't
rest.
slept yet.
So that
You haven't
means
slept yet?
Get some sleep, man.
yeah. So no, I slept like 4 hours maybe, but then I started playing again. It's I can't lie. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's hard for me to say this, but I have to give credit where credit is due.
Mhm.
So Respawn Entertainment, good job.
Indeed.
I'm not gonna
Indeed.
give that other company. Yeah.
All right. Well, our last bit of news, Mick, is something Rob and Vince will have a better say on, and it's this. It's
Yay! PS4
Yay.
and Nintendo Switch.
this. Yeah. Lead us
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
Mick. Lead us off.
Okay, so an analyst from the NPD group, which is apparently one of NPD group, NPD, has said that the Nintendo Switch dominated console sales in 2018 based on an analysis that they ran, and they don't have the numbers in this article by Business Insider. They don't have like raw numbers to show who sold who, but they did specify that the Nintendo Switch is actually one of the most profitable consoles since 2009.
What was the
Okay.
console during?
I think it was
2009?
Wii U. I think it was Wii U. Yeah, Wii U.
Wii U. Huh?
And the thing
Wii
is,
U is their-
they've had a spun of they had a bit of handheld consoles in between that gap
yeah,
between
it's
2009 and 2016. I think
probably
they dropped
2DS or 3DS.
a 3DS, a 2DS, 2DS XL, the new 3DS
Bunch
XL.
of iteration
that.
of 3DS.
Yeah, every variation of 3DS, and
Yeah.
of course, the rebundling of the Wii U nonstop. And they also have numbers like since launch up to November of 2018, they sold about 34 to 35 million units worldwide, with 8.7 million sold in the US alone.
That's just in
That's,
two.
that's some crazy numbers. That's just in a year, maybe a year and a half.
Yep.
That is actually
Yeah, a year and
some
a half,
crazy
yeah.
numbers.
Because the
But then
Switch will turn 2 years old, I think, on March. March, if I'm not mistaken. March.
Yeah, it turns 2 years old in March. And I think that there's some news about them releasing a cheaper alternative to the Nintendo Switch console. Maybe it's going to be, cheaper LCD screen, maybe
Switch
smaller.
Mini.
Yeah, Switch Mini or something like that for a more handheld setting. But it'll probably kill their 3DS. And
Hey,
the
man, I
2DS.
can't wait for the
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch XL 3D.
Yeah.
So,
Actually,
you-
that's
so
the
probably
thing with consoles. Just like PS4, at launch the sales not really that high up until when games was really announced. Just like what Nintendo did right now. So a lot of games being released. System sellers actually for Nintendo Switch, like the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, and at the same time Smash. So I think
Super Smash
Smash,
Brothers.
Smash Brother. I think Smash really pushed the sales of Switch this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Since a lot of
Smash.
new newcomer with Nintendo Switch really bought Smash Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
I'm not
And,
gonna
like
yeah.
Pokemon games. Yeah,
Yeah, Pokemon.
I have played a Nintendo console almost every generation purely because of the Pokemon titles.
And this year, there will be a new, the core Pokemon game soon to be released this year. There is rumors about it.
Yeah, don't tease
That
me,
is
Rob.
a-
Don't tease me. I'm not ready for it yet.
No.
I'm not ready yet. I can't wait, Rob. I can't wait.
I do have to commend Rob. Rob is actually correct. There, Super Smash Brothers is actually an amazing pull for people to actually purchase a Switch.
Yeah,
It was so good. I actually have that. This is my broken one. I actually have two.
Smash. What do you call this? The first week of a Smash sale. I mean the first week of Smash sale really it's really on the top. Actually, it's the third best selling Nintendo Switch game now.
Mm.
So out of Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda, so on its first week, there are a lot of Smash games really sold.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. But then again, I think it was Jopes in the chat right now. He actually in the chat group, he actually messaged that despite in console sales, we saw a bit of a decline from the PS4 and of course the Xbox. The I think it was PSN.
I mean, this is
dominated,
their last year in the generation. So there's PS5 or Xbox 2 might really come this year.
Yep.
Maybe
PS5 probably this year.
Yeah, this year.
This year.
Yeah, I guess Sony is just trying to bank on the fact that we have PSN. PSN is probably one of our best infrastructures available. Though we got hacked before and we leaked so many credit card numbers and username passwords to hackers online worldwide. We're still good, right?
All this next gen talk is making me think of when they first talked about the PS4 Pro and the upgrades to the current gen consoles like the Xbox One. They were saying like, oh, this is the next evolution of consoles. They're just gonna keep doing minor upgrades. They're just gonna keep doing like the Pro and then the next level to that. And then now everyone's saying like, we just want the next PlayStation. We just want the next Xbox. We don't want minor upgrades. We want the big thing, the next big thing. And I wanted to get Rob and Vince's take on that because we're talking about consoles. Like, would you guys prefer it to be like minor upgrades, like with the PC? Each and every other year you get like, the PS4 Pro Plus or the Xbox One, 2. Like would you bad example for names, but you get what I mean, right? Like, would you prefer like version 1.2 of a console, or would you prefer version 2?
I mean, for me, I don't think. I mean, for me, I'm not into what's the latest on the market. I mean, I go dive into it right now. Just like right now, I still have my original PS4, and I do love playing my PS4 up until now, even though there's a Pro version of it. So I mean, for me, if as long as the game could play on my PS4, I mean, I'm good to go.
Awesome.
That is
awesome.
Oh, good point.
How about you, Vincent?
I'm like honestly, I'm like Rob. As long as the game plays on my PS4 and it plays smoothly and it plays fine, then I'm all good. I mean, to be honest, PS4 and PS4 Pro, it's not a night and day difference. That if, let's say, for example, if I were to play a certain game, it's not gonna be a huge difference. In probably FPS,
FPS resolution, but it depends on the publisher if they gonna support 4K or on the game. PS4 Pro could play.
As long as I get to enjoy the game, let's say a good example would be God of War. People are saying that you would get a better experience if you play it on a PS4 Pro. But I played God of War on my PS4 and I had a really, really good experience. I got really, really immersed with the game. Diba? I mean, to be honest, it's fine that people look at FPS, look at the parts of the console, but in the end, we're gonna talk about the games, because the games are what makes what builds an experience in the console. And I mean, ganun lang naman. That's actually for me.
So you're more worried about the games and the consoles that play them. Okay.
Yeah. The perfect example would be Xbox One X. They were marketing the console as we have more teraflops than the PS4. We're more powerful than the PS4.
I mean the powerful console.
mean,
Yeah.
in the end, people were like, "Oh, teraflop, teraflop."
Oh, so much
People-
teraflop.
People became rabid. People became rabid about it.
Yeah, I mean, just buy PC instead.
Yeah, I mean,
into performance.
you see people in Facebook talking about, "Oh my gosh, Xbox would be the sickest console ever," and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to them. "Oh, so, all right, that's cool. What are you going to play on the Xbox One?" "Oh, I'm gonna play this really good game, which is actually a really good game. I'm just gonna play Cuphead."
Oh
Cuphead.
man,
Cuphead.
Cuphead with,
Gotta play
with all those
Cuphead is a
teraflops,
really good
man.
Yeah,
All
I'm just
those
gonna play
teraflops.
Ori and the
Running-
Blind Forest. Yun. I don't know if Ori is a good game. Don't
It's visually stunning as well.
Make no mistake, Ori and Kuffel are really good games. But what I want is like, if I'm going to play, let's say if I'm going to market a console, it has to be very, very, very well immersive.
Mhm.
Probably. If we're going to talk about console, all about the games. Just to prove a point. It's all about the games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's I like that point of view as well. And you know, if you're more worried about the games, then that's more than a valid point. You know, because at the end of the day, you don't buy it so you can have a bajillion pixels on your screen.
Yeah.
You buy it because you want to immerse yourself in a
bajillion.
story.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
like
you don't
said.
want.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want a console to be remembered as this one powerful console, but I
Yeah.
didn't get to play many games on it. I want to
Yeah.
play Fortnite in it. I mean, not saying
Yeah.
that Fortnite is bad, man. I mean, my point is that Xbox doesn't have that much really good,
Yeah.
not that much exclusives. I mean, for me, what was the ano yung RPG? What was the RPG that Xbox canceled? Was it Scalebound?
That's Scalebound, yeah.
That was a missed opportunity.
For Xbox.
A big missed opportunity for Xbox. Because for me, if you wanna have a good console, you gotta have a good RPG.
True.
Good RPG, regardless if it's Western or Japanese. It has to have a good RPG.
I hear you.
Vince, will work for games and on chat said it's okay to say Fortnite is bad.
It's okay to
I-
mention lesser consoles.
Here's the thing about Fortnite: is the biggest game right now, so they are doing something right. If it's
Yeah.
the biggest game right now, they're doing something right. They're doing, for me, Fortnite has the best marketing strategy ever that I've seen in
Yeah.
game.
Target the kids. Target the 9-year-olds, the 8-year-olds.
I mean, it's
They
normal
want
for.
V-Bucks.
Target the casuals
Dancing.
or something like that.
Yeah, target casuals.
You know, McDonald's is bad, but it's the biggest fast. Oh, I like McDonald's. Why? I like McDonald's.
It's bad for you, man. It's bad for you.
I think the only thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
we get the point. Oh my gosh, it's okay to eat trash sometimes.
Just like McDonald's, yeah.
hey man, I don't know about you, but I don't think
gue-
it's one of the best composts you'll have. It'll last you months before it decomposes.
I guess,
Probably the best fertilizer I know.
I guess the lesson for this is save the teraflops for LeBron James. So, guys,
Ooh.
boom, boom, basketball reference because I play sports. All right, guys, that's it. We tackled the topics. We got to know our guests for the night. We got to find out more about Vince and Rob and Vince, Vincent and Robert. Guys, it was a pleasure. It was an absolute dream to have you on, and we're looking forward to getting you on again because this is definitely not the last time.
Yep.
Mick, we waited too long to get some guests
Yeah.
on the guests back
True.
on the show. We're not gonna wait long enough. We're not gonna wait.
Yeah, this is
Too
gonna
long
be
for Vince and
gonna be
Yeah,
gonna be.
We're
soon.
gonna have you
see
guys
them
on
again real soon.
Yeah, like
I mean, I'm just-
2020.
I mean, I'm just really happy that we got to be in the Quit Stalling or the GameByte podcast. I mean, back in the day, I used to watch Herald and Diego do podcasts. I mean, I just remember saying that Herald, he really has a really good voice. I mean, I've been complimenting your voice for these past hour.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just really happy that I got to be interviewed by these two beautiful people.
Yeah.
Diba?
High praise.
And
We don't deserve it. High praise. High praise.
And thank you for watching, Glitchful. Yeah.
Yes.
It is our pleasure to have these
Glitchful,
handsome gentlemen with us here.
Yeah. Honestly,
yeah.
like,
We
This
also,
has been the
I
most
mean,
active
Game
chat
says,
ever.
Game said, how about Mick? Mick is really, really good. He knows his stuff. I mean,
Yeah, thank you.
I would like to compliment Mick because
Thank
whenever he talks about games, there's this certain passion that I really, really feel from him. I mean,
Oh.
it's not like about talking about
Yeah.
Apex Legend. Oh, it's a really good game. 2.5 million subscribers, 2.5 million player base. He's like saying that Apex Legend is like the biggest game ever. I mean, yeah, man, he's like,
I'm
he's
enthusiastic, maybe. I
He's
guess.
enthusiastic.
Yeah,
I like your
something like
enthusiasm.
that. Something like
I like
that.
your
Oh,
enthusiasm.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
And-
that. Thank you for that.
And,
definitely.
Hey, like that,
definitely.
and
Rob,
we're just happy to
Rob.
be here.
Rob.
Yeah, so I think thank you so much for having me here podcast, and the last time that we had this session, at least for Game Ako, is the mega podcast that we have.
Oh
So,
yeah.
actually
man.
you and Herald was there. And yes, maybe we could invite you as well on our podcast. And soon we're going to go back this February.
Ooh. What is this? Season 7? No. Of Game of Thrones?
Season 6
Season-
already.
Season
already.
6.
Five.
Damn.
Season 5.
Five.
We're gonna
Season
start- We're
5.
gonna kick
We're gonna
the-
go along as friends and Seinfeld.
Damn. Season,
Ooh, wow,
we're going,
wow,
we're going
wow,
to season
wow.
79 then.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Longer than One Piece, longer than Detective Conan.
Oh.
That's a tall ask. that's a tall ask. I can't wait for that though. I can't wait for that. But
Season
sadly, like,
Season 69.
Season 69. Ooh, 10 English
it, Martin.
to spare.
damn it, Martin. All right,
Yeah.
10 English. All right. Well, like all
This
good
season.
shows, this episode must come to an end. And we're going to end like we always do. And we're going to ask the lovely gentlemen who've been guesting on this episode where they can find, where you can find them when they're not on GameByte. So let's start with Vince. Vince, man, when people aren't watching you guest on GameByte, where can they catch you on the interwebs?
You could catch us on www.facebook.com/gameako, and you could watch our stream. We usually stream at 3 p.m. until tama Rob, hanggang 1 a.m.
Te-
tayo, no?
Yes,
Up
3
to
p.m.
3 p.m. up
We have
to
3
1
stream.
a.m.
We have 3 stream
Yes.
every weekdays. 3 p.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m.
Yes. So
Awesome.
we usually stream for 3 to 4 hours, so you could catch us there, www.facebook.com/gameako, and join our community. So it's facebook.com/group/game-acolytes. It's acolytes with a K. Ayun lang naman. So,
AKO.
also, we just want to give a shout out. We're going to be in the Retro Gaming Expo over at the Fisher Mall at February 22 to 23. Catch us there.
Nice.
And that's it. I mean, Rob, maybe you want to shout out someone? No?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to those who are listening here, to the acolytes, being here with Jack, Kenneth, Rafi, Sint. Yeah, shout out to you guys. And yes, more stream to come, and I think I'll be streaming tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
What you streaming? What you streaming, Rob? What you stream?
I think I will go with Far Cry, or maybe I have to restart my game for RE.
Oh, Resident Evil.
It's either RE or Resident Evil or Far Cry.
Awesome. You're gonna run in a Mr. X. You gonna give it to you? Gonna give it to you. Awesome. Good stuff, guys. Check them out,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. Facebook.com/gameako. Type it in the chat if you don't know how to spell it. It's GAMEAKO. That's right. Check Vince, Rob. Shout out to JC, and of course Jopes and all the other wonderful people involved with GameByte and the acolytes who made it to the chat. You guys are awesome. You've kept the chat going way more than any other group has, especially our own. You guys are fantastic. We're looking forward to having you back watching these guys on GameByte. And if you want to come back on your own volition, please do so. Please do so. We don't bite. All right. If anything, we'll pay you to be here. We won't, but it's a good thought. Mick,
It's a good time.
To end things, where can the folks at home find you when you're not on GameByte?
When I'm not on GameByte, you can find me on Twitter. That is at the FuryBot. You can find me on Instagram at the FuryBot, same name. And aside from that, you can find me here next Wednesday nights, 9:30 p.m. Philippine time, 5:30 a.m. California time? Yeah, California time. Only here on the Quit Stalling Media Network. What about you, Harold? Where can the folks at home find you?
You guys can catch me on the Quit Stalling Geekcast this Friday, 1 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, 9 p.m. California time. I'm pretty sure it's 9 p.m. California time. If not, it's close to that. Just do the conversion. It's 1 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, plus 8 GMT. You can also find me on Quit Stalling's Overwatch Community Scrim Nights twice a month. We make a custom game lobby, invite our friends, and tell them, hey, go at it, and start fighting each other, start shooting and sniping and doing all that good stuff. And we'll shoutcast over you and make witty quips and puns and just have a good time. Yeah, check it out. On usually Tuesdays, we're looking to do some weekend ones pretty soon because people have been asking us, hey, do a weekend Overwatch Scrim Night because we can't play on the weekdays. We have work, and to that, sorry, like. We'll figure it out. That's our new slogan here on Quit Stalling. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. One day we'll get it. We'll get it right. You can also find me on twitch.tv/HaroldPlays, at HaroldPlays on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, if you want to see more of me, Mick, Diego Z, and all the lovely hosts here on Quit Stalling, like Sensei Humor, like Sorbetas PH, you can just follow us on our social media, facebook.com/QuitStallingUs. We're on Twitter, @QuitStallingUs. We're on Instagram, @QuitStalling. You can find this podcast and many other videos on youtube.com/QuitStalling and here on twitch.tv/QuitStalling. Hit the follow button, subscribe to us, like all those pages and follow and do all that good stuff. And if you want to put this podcast and all our other podcasts in your ears, you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. New episodes go up weekly the day after the air live because Twitch tells us, hey, you have to wait 24 hours before you can upload to any other medium. And we're like, all right, we got you, Twitch. Just send the check our way. And we'll be sure to upload 24 hours later. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this week's episode of GameByte. We thank everyone for showing up, like Vince, like Rob. Once again, shout out to JC, who is probably sleeping right now. And of course, Jopes, who managed to get on the chat, like Diego Z. We want to give a shout out to all the game acolytes and, all our 3 fans from Quit Stalling. You guys represented. Thank you so much for tuning in. Vince, who finally showed up on the show, after over a year of us wondering when, who, why is Vincent Sia?
How?
And we finally found out how. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Likely next week. Same Byte time. Same Byte channel. But till then, we want to thank you all and say, get off your butts and quit stalling. We'll have a short after show after this. Bye, everybody. Bye.